Mobile,
Hello.
how's it going?
It's great to see you.
It's good to see you too, Mandy. How, you have your cup? Where's your Mobile cup? I don't know where your Mobile cup is.
It's in use somewhere else.
That's all right. We're excited to be back.
Yes.
Do Some Good publication, year four. Year four?
2022.
Year four, 2022. And this year is the second year where we're interviewing everyone that's in the publication.
Yes.
If you haven't gotten your physical copy, you can get it from any of the organizations that are inside of it. But if you go to themobilerundown.com, we have up at the top, Do Some Good. So you can see the digital version. You can read it right there, or you can go and find a copy at a number of locations all around town. Your local doctor's office is probably going to have one in the waiting room. It's a good chance, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to tell you in just a moment who we have on today. But hang out. We'll be right back. While that intro music was playing, Mandy was trying to give me some hints about some quiz she was going to ask me for this interview, and we were having miscommunication during the whole thing. But it doesn't matter.
Time.
Ask me right now. Ask me right now. Whatever you're going to ask me.
Okay. What is something that you say all the time, especially if we're like trying to get in line for something?
Now I see what you're trying to say there. I tend to say, yeah, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first.
Ooh, think on it.
As a mode of some patience, typically, is why that is my intention for that.
Yes. Well, we are going to speak to someone today who has decided to put others first, not only in his own life, but in his business as well. We are super excited to have Ty Bullard here today. He is going to tell us everything behind a program that he is putting together called Others First.
I'm excited. Let's bring him on. Let's bring him on. Ty, how you doing, man?
Glad to be here. Great. This is fun to watch y'all interact. I don't know exactly what you can see or can't, but this is part of the new world we live in. So glad to be a part. So thanks for having me. And God, more importantly, thank y'all for doing what you do to bring light to some of these just fantastic organizations and missions in this town, in our city, Mobile. Not
absolutely
anywhere else, but in Mobile.
So I'm sure you're pretty much like we are. You were born and raised here. And one of the reasons that we do the Mobile Rundown and we do some good is there's so much going on and there's so much good happening that it's almost like you can't even grasp all that's going on. So for us, doing the Do Some Good publication is a way to bring it all together and put it in the hands of our community members. So we are so thrilled that Others First is part of it this year.
No, yeah, I'm born and raised here, so I'm the good, the bad, the ugly, but it's certainly am proud of where I live and what community I live in and am a part of. And so just like I said, there are tons. I mean, if I could turn this desk around and look at all these little pieces of paper right here, there's a lot of those people that request things on this desk, probably in this section over here. But
right.
And I always tell our people, man, there's so many great things out there. Like you can't like judge. Like it's like, man, there's a lot of people doing a lot of awesome stuff for a great community, and so you gotta figure out a way and a method in which you go about it. But what I love about this publication is it brings light to some people that not always maybe can get their fair share of light, which are doing freaking awesome work. So, anyways, kudos to you all for doing this, being leaders for our community in this. So
absolutely. And just an acknowledgement here, you have actually helped other organizations in the past be part of this publication as a sponsor. So we want to thank you for that again and again, because sometimes it just takes a little funding to get their word spread. And so thank you again for that.
Well, I appreciate that. And that's our role and certainly the least we can do. So thank you.
Absolutely. Well, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, man, so you and me, we pass on the street, we give a high five. Let's say we've never met before. I have no idea who you are. I'm like, hey, nice to meet you, man. And you mentioned this Others First thing that you guys have going on. Like, what would you tell me? Like, what would be kind of the short version of what the heck it does and what the goal is and all that?
So short version, you're talking to a car guy, which is hard to give me a short version. So anyways, this might be
we have plenty of time. You're good.
But I think it would be this is what I love about this others first. We kind of want to say movement campaign, you get one of those little words, but is this ain't got nothing to do with me. And hallelujah. And I say that, and you may be like, well, what do you mean, Ty? You're on a podcast talking about Other First. How could it not have something to do with you? This was born from people from our company. The idea was born from people in our company. And I'll tell you a little about that is we always like to try to do, we always like to try to take care of our people and not just say it, but do it. And so there was, at one point we made these little hats. And so I have a guy that works with us that's fairly creative, and evidently these people like these type of hats. And I'm not saying I don't like this type of hat, but these are kind of popular hats. And so we started making them. We made a little box and some little happies for when you joined our company or you did something cool, you did something good to a customer. We kind of rewarded you with a hat or a cup or a hug or, with kind of our logo on it that you could sport. And we also let you wear it at work, so
nice
in certain aspects, maybe not everybody, but certain aspects,
I got you.
hats are acceptable. But we started with that. Well, then one of our kind of people that designed the hat, he went out and asked for some suggestions on his own and it's kind of his own social world. And people started going, man, I want one of those hats. How much it cost? And he's like, you want one? You want these hats? Like, he's like, yeah, it's a good looking hat. Can I buy one hat? And so it started so he's like, man, there may be like a market here. And so he came to me, we started talking about it. He's like, what? Like, I think we could sell some of this stuff. And why don't we just like take the money and give it to other people? And I'm like, that is awesome. Like, well, why? I'm not that we don't need money. We, I get me. I need food. I like good food, but I'm just saying, like, that's kind of what the idea was born. So that was going on the side.
Yeah.
Well, then this thing, and just cut me off. And you cut me off. Then this thing called COVID came along that none of us had seen. And so I found myself every day with our company, we're like 220 employees and with our management team, every day, if you go back to March of 2020, mid-March, April 2020, every day changed. Like we had this whole board full of things we were going to implement the next day. And then we didn't work the next day. And we're like, yeah, wait, erase all that. That's irrelevant. Let's start again. And so I would have conference calls every day. And I would always say on those conference calls, guys, whatever we do, we got to stay humble. We got to stay humble. I said, we got to think of others first. And we got to lean on the one with true understanding. And we'd always finish it with that. And I'd always finish it. And we say, hey, let's keep the world might be coming to an end. Like, we don't know,
Right.
This is weird, but hey, we got our breath. We're here today. We're where we are, and that's what we're going to lean on. So that's kind of where this others first kind of started being kind of imprinted into our company, the words others first. Well, then, this on the side kind of came to us and he's like, I got an idea. How about we generate some, we make some merchandise. We sell some merchandise. We take those proceeds and we actually act out others first internally and externally. And so one thing we're really good at as a company is giving externally. Like there's a need, we see the need and we help the need. A lot of times I'll run past like our current borders of our organization and kind of forget about these people that show up every day to work, that there's a bunch of needs inside these walls. And so we make it a two-part deal is, man, we're going to give to people inside our family. Like we're going to make sure we take care of where we've been put and who we've been put in kind of stewards of, in a business sense.
Yeah.
So part of others first is within our own walls. And then the other part is externally and outside our walls. Because I believe, and like I said, like you mentioned earlier, Mandy, as far as the needs out there are really endless.
Absolutely.
But I also think there's different levels of needs. So there's, there's big organizations that need money, but just like littler organizations and just like littler events. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like others first externally, when we're looking for needs, it's these kind of smaller needs out there that maybe get lost in the shuffle that we're able to just take care of it, and what I love about it is how fast it is. Mm-hmm. Like that's one of our things is we're not going to waste a lot. Like we're going to make a decision. We're going to make a decision now. And so that's kind of how it's turned into. So So, and I'll give you some examples of what we've done, but that's where the way we generated is obviously we started selling these hats and cups and, car dealers, we're good at like merchandise, like let's get some swag here. We got like owls. I mean, I like hunting hats, stuff I can give away, all this stuff. So we've got all kind of gear we've created. You always got to have a Yeti around here. Everybody drinks coffee 24/7. So
Yes.
we got huggers. We've got, athletic hats. We've got kind of a maybe quail hat. We got hats galore. We went with a beach towel, beach bags. I mean, all the stuff, the umbrellas. We've got umbrellas. We've got Brooks and Mandy. We've got good t-shirts. Now,
nice.
the thing about me is that
nice. Those are cool.
That I like quality. I ain't going for this stuff, the pin that breaks the second time you push it. I'm out.
Right.
I want
Right.
something that you'll actually wear, because if you give something of quality, it'll actually stick, is my opinion. And so anyways, that's kind of what we've created with Others First. And we made one, we've been kind of fixing this thing fixing our bike while we ride it. And we made one big change this year, as it was kind of associated with our company just because it was born here.
Mm-hmm.
But that bothered me. Like that,
Okay.
I felt like that was really like, it really doesn't have anything to do with our company. We just happened to be where it was birthed, is where it kind of, the idea was formed, and it was formed by a team of employees. And so this year we eliminated all of our name off of it, like our company name off this stuff. We were kind of tying it together because of our employees. And
sure.
We eliminated it. And so all it says Others First. And I love the statement we came up with. It just says, make good happen.
I love it.
Just make good happen. And
Yes.
so, we're just doing this thing and kind of like just figuring out as we go and trying to spread it as best we can. We thought this was a great way to kind of spread this message and get people behind it, and maybe be another way that they can help, share calls. So anyways, that's my short version.
I was just thinking, I'm like, man, we just high five like a second ago, and that's some good info. Yeah.
It's a little different and a little different style, but it's and part of our company philosophy, which again, this just happened to start here, but it's going to be way more than that. Is the community. I mean, like, it's not like if we can serve it, it's part of our purpose, part of who we are, and it's part of our obligation, responsibility as a business in this community. And so we do take that serious. And this is just one little wing. Our company will still support the organizations out there, like these, the big, great organizations out there that will continue to support. This is just a little niche that our people, a way we can serve our people, and just kind of make it special, make it real intimate.
Yeah, intimate's a good word. Yeah, so you're kind of making me think of a few other questions. So is the as you kind of push the brand outside of your company itself, but the people at your company, are you guys still the ones that are making the decisions, I guess, on where some help or funds might go?
We do. We've really broken it down. Yes, there's a group of people, and
Cool.
like that's kind of like still fixing this thing while we ride it as we expand out. Like, we've thought about partnering with other companies just because we're a business. So go find another business that says, hey, let's do this together, and then we figure out how we approve them. And so that's something we haven't. It's still within our company, that aspect. But it's been really neat, though, to see kind of some of that organically pop up. But yeah, that's something we would have to address as we take it out. It's a great question.
Are you overwhelmed by the amount of employees that you have that support this, and by the amount of people that purchase the merchandise because they just want to be able to do some good?
For sure. It's a humbling process. I mean, and it's for sure. I mean, we had employee this was 4 days ago, that just brought a need to us in this, and for Others First, and said, hey, it's just on my heart, these people. And I'm talking about it was a cancer situation that it lost, there was some loss there, and they came to us with caring for this person, and this person didn't have to do it. And it was just to know you got people in the organization. That's their heart. That's where their heart. It's just an honor. It's an honor to be amongst them and to just see that. It's very humbling.
Wow. Yeah,
So,
and all the bad that's happening all around us all the time. Whenever we start talking to organizations and we're talking to people in the community, it's amazing. Sometimes there's the good that is being done is just not highlighted enough.
sure.
People have beautiful hearts, and they want to help others, and they want to give of themselves, of their time, of their funds, whatever it may be. And so anyway, yeah, I just wanted to hear your answer on that,
Yeah.
because
Well, I mean,
it's
we
always.
almost had 100% participation in buying items from employees. I
I
mean,
love
literally,
it.
it's like 98%.
I love it.
What a
That's
Wow.
message and a
fantastic.
tribute, not to us, but
Right.
to the people that make up us,
Right.
Yeah.
make
Right.
this company and just make up this community. They're just
Yeah.
people that live here. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
such a great point though, Manny. It's just there's not a light shed on that. And man, if what y'all are doing here does bring light to it. So thank you.
Absolutely. I know that you guys have a special day coming up, March 23rd. I know you celebrated it last year, and I know you may be celebrating again this year. Do you want to talk? Y'all had a specific day that y'all had, that y'all came and y'all highlighted the people in your company that have participated in this
Yeah.
organization. I can't. Do you have a name for it? Is
Well,
just others first day?
we do days and we change it up a little bit. We're doing different things, but it was kind of like an others first day, and we've
Yes.
highlighted it and because part of it is you got to share. Part of that's kind of the new generation. We send newsletters out to all our
Yeah.
customers. So when you buy a car, this is kind of how we do it. When you buy a car or we give them away in service. Our service departments, we give them away when you buy a car. We give you one T-shirt. And there's a story. There's a thing wrapped, the T-shirt wrapped around, and it explains what others first is. And so, but by doing that, they're able to go register and get their email address. And we just want to share what we're doing. And that's a way we do it. Others First Day is another way we really celebrate the people involved and just thank them for being, like you said, just, man, pouring their hearts out. And given what, it's not like everybody's got a ton of extra funds going here to be able to share here, but just to celebrate kind of their mission, and they're willing to step forward and help others. And so, we do different things. Like I said, we're constantly changing it. We'll do a day here. We'll do a week here. We'll, in our business, it's always good if you get them out of uniform day. Like, people still love that,
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, absolutely.
I love the fact that you're building it as you go. I mean, it's kind of it's kind of one of my philosophies. So us doing this interview that we're doing right now was not even an idea that we had for the Do Some Good publication the first year that we published it. We produced the publication just as an idea because what we were doing was talking about some organizations in an email newsletter we were doing. And we said, hey, what if we produce a whole separate project for this? Mm-hmm. So we tried it year one, right? And then we said, oh, that went great. People liked it. Year two, oh, what if we help people get sponsored that can't afford to be a part of it? Then year three, wait a minute, what if we interviewed everyone and made that a part of it? And so, like, I'm a huge proponent of pivoting, changing, growing organically, building something as you go. And like, you can't, as Mandy likes to tell me, you can't have all your good ideas at once. Mandy tells me that.
You would literally explode.
Mandy tells me that all the time. She's like, Brooks, you can't have all your good ideas at once. And so, like, yeah, I mean, the fact that you guys are doing that is awesome, that you're kind of figuring it out as you go. And you're like, I don't know, man, maybe we're going to have a week of others first. And then maybe we'll ask some other companies to join in. And I mean, that's cool to me. Yeah. I mean, I think it's great, right?
For sure. Yeah. And
like, let's see where it goes.
Yeah. And part of that's a mentality of like, hey, you got to do something. Like, you got to start, it's kind of like, I didn't sit there and say, I'm going to have a baby on this date, or my wife is, I mean, like that, thank God we never had bababies, it always come up, but that's, you just got to step forward and yeah, I agree. I can see that in what y'all do. And that's just what we're doing. So it ain't perfect, but it's something,
I love it. Well, I mean, if you had, of what you guys are talking about, like with you and the folks that are there and excited about it, like, what are some, maybe some other ideas? Like, you're talking about bringing on other companies. I mean, what other just kind of ideas have swirled around, even if you don't do it or it doesn't become a part of it? Has anything else kind of been a part of the conversation?
For sure. I mean, there's been a lot of conversation about what could this look like, or what could we see? And part of that gets into the, hey, let's don't get ahead of the person that's really in charge here, because I am good at that, like, hey, God, I know you kind of got this thing, but I really
Right.
got this little piece. Don't worry. About
Right.
it. You know,
Yeah.
go worry
Right.
about something else. But and overall, yeah, we've talked about, just being a business, like I said, partnering with other businesses and competing, saying, hey, let's see, let's go, take on this and just do it, or expanding it into our customers and whatever they do. I mean, there's really endless. That's what I loved about this, is it
Mhm.
wasn't something that ended. Like there wasn't
Right.
an end. Like the needs on this sheet right here, these are all the little needs that we helped last year.
That's
Like
incredible.
it's adoption funds. We helped somebody
It's all
adopt,
that. Yeah.
like a greenhouse blew down in Sims, and their greenhouse for their sixth graders, like it blew down. So the next day we just ran a check out to them.
I
Like
love it.
a nurse, a house fire, guy's house caught on fire. We just helped him. Like daughter, this list is never going anywhere. I mean, there's going to always be these things, and these are
Yep.
little needs that I think this organization, this kind of movement can serve.
Right.
Certain things can't serve these little, and that's what we feel like our role is. Hey,
Right.
we want the leads, the needs there that maybe go, just can't find, or they're so small, they're different, unique. So anyways, that's kind of, it's all over the board. But when you look at this list, we did the stats in the baseball field, at a scoreboard. Like, well, you got to have a
Really?
scoreboard.
You
The
have to have a
players
scoreboard,
need to
yeah.
know what the score is. Like important to me, But I mean, it's not necessarily all sob stuff, but there's a lot
Yeah.
of stuff. So anyways,
Well, how are those things coming from? Mainly from employees that are like, "Hey, I know of this. I know of this
yeah,
situation. Like, maybe we could help with it." Is that? I mean, to me, that's cool if it's coming from the organization
that's where it comes
itself. Like,
from.
who, like, one, who better to know about, right? These things, but then two, if you guys can actually help, how cool is that? Something that something that one of your team members
That's what's really neat about it.
brought up. Yeah.
They're coming from team members, which kind of goes back to many sports. Like, God, you get to see that's where the humbling process comes from,
Mhm.
man. You were actually
Yeah.
thinking this, like, man, I missed it. Like, I didn't see this. And so part of our job as leaders and as people, just to kind of to push a little bit, because I do believe you got to create a culture and a culture of serving and kind of an attitude of, hey, this is important and we got to do our part. So let's figure out a way we can help people do their part and encourage them to do their part. And so we call it having your antennas up. You got to have your antennas up. If you got your antennas up, you'll notice these little things because they're everywhere. And I mean,
Yeah.
I miss them every day, a lot of times.
Yeah.
But we've been amazed at how much our employees and the people engaged in this have their antennas up.
I love it.
Like, man, I saw this need. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go make it happen. Do it.
And they're speaking for
Love
the
it.
people that typically don't usually speak for themselves. Like most people, and I don't know if it's our pride or just the way humanity works, but most people are not very easy to raise up their hand saying, "I need help."
Sure.
And so the employees in your company are speaking up for them, which is incredible. So
Yeah.
it says a lot about your hiring process. You've done a great job.
Well, hey, that's a tough. That's a whole nother podcast. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we
If you could
we
find
are,
us a
we are
salesperson,
grateful
it'd be
for
great. Yeah.
we've been blessed to work alongside. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
We are thankful for that, and it really is. It's a special thing that's got some. I think it's got some legs to it. See where it goes.
If people want to buy stuff, where do they go? Do they go somewhere
So go to
online? Or they
others
show up?
first. Hold on, I got
Yeah,
that
yeah.
down. See, they did give me a note. Othersfirstmerch.com.
Love it.
Nice.
I guess
Okay.
othersfirst.com was taken. So
Probably.
we went
Yeah.
othersfirstmerch.com.
Perfect.
MERCH, othersfirstmerch.com. You can buy it, add to cart, order it,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So anyways, yeah, thank you for asking, because that's important. And it's just like I said, none of this goes, everything goes to this list. There ain't no administrative fee. There ain't none of that. It is every 100% goes to serve, to the community.
I love
in
it.
which
It's
we live.
fantastic.
So,
Fantastic.
not that there's not. I mean, you got to have administrative. I'm not saying that anymore, but that's in this
Sure.
case, it's a blessing to be able to put it all out there. It's important.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
love it. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for coming on and enlightening us on Others First today. I think it's been fantastic. It's something that it's so easy to not do. It's so easy to not do. Like you could have just had this idea. You're an employee, could have had this idea, just kind of talk about it at a meeting or have an idea in the shower or whatever. Y'all made this happen, and look at all the good that's being done. We just commend you for that, and keep going.
Well, we are certainly blessed and been put in positions to do some things, and this is an honor to be able to do, and I'm just thankful to work alongside these guys that come up with awesome ideas, and we just roll, and like Brooke said, figure it as we go. Hey,
Yep.
at least we're going,
Yeah.
golly, So thankful for you guys once again, and all y'all do for this community, because it's important. There's a lot of organizations on there that need help, and they do awesome work. And we're
It's amazing.
them, and just to be kind of amongst them and support them ourselves. So blessing for sure. And we live in an awesome place. So we got a lot of good things going on, and we got to celebrate them. So
for sure. Well, is there anything we didn't talk about that you wish I had asked you? You're like, man, I wish Brooks had asked me this, because I could have said X. Is there anything?
I mean, I think we covered it, Brooks. I'm looking through my little notes that I had. I really think. I mean, we raised $25,000 last year. We put $25,000 to work.
That's
last
awesome,
year, and
man.
we really were kind of stumbling a lot of that time. So we really want this year to be able to do a lot more. I mean, that's always neat to see. That makes a difference. And that's important. I'm thankful you didn't ask how car sales were, because most people ask how car sales were, so I didn't have to talk about that. Which is not, I'm saying they're terrible, but if you looked at inventory lately, it's a little on the light side. So it's been interesting. So, hey, but guess what? We're going to lean on the one with true understanding, because we don't know how to figure this out.
I love it. Yes. So, yeah. No, I think hopefully I'm just the future is bright for all industries. Hopefully. Hey. Soon.
As Mandy and I are going, as we're like going through stuff, we have some stuff we're trying to figure out, and personal. I'm like, hey, it's all going to work out. Like it doesn't matter. Like literally, it could be what we like, what we don't want, or somewhere in the middle. But something's going to work out. Like it's going to work out.
It's going to be fine.
Whatever it is, it's going to work out. So
for sure, no doubt about it. So we all have purpose. Like that doesn't end.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. My definition of what our purpose is maybe a little off-site.
Right.
Well, it's interesting because you can go through life and you can be like, you can constantly be looking for your purpose, and which is great and it's beautiful. And I love the process of that and all that goes into that. But sometimes it's just like doing. It's like, okay, you can keep searching. Where do I fit in? What do I need to do? What is God calling me to do? And then sometimes I think it's just like, do the next right thing that comes your way, and the rest will figure itself out. So, sounds like exactly what you have done in this situation.
My wife's certainly she always amazes me with that, Mandy. She, I'll be like, I don't know what we're gonna do, and she's already like at the store dropped it off, and I'm like, oh, well, you just did it. That's a novel idea. Look, now. Anyway, I'm more the idea guy, Brooks. I need implementers. So.
Well, no, that's the beauty of marriage and partnership.
Sure.
There you go.
I think so, yeah.
Bless for her and her support. So
yes, always.
Anyways, but this has been a pleasure. Thank you so much. But yeah, Brooks, I think we covered it. I think I appreciate the platform to be able to share. So it's great.
Love it, man. So if people want to buy stuff, othersfirstmerch.com, or they can stop by the dealership.
Absolutely. Stop by the dealership. We've got it. And we can get
either
you, or email yourself. I mean, whatever. We contact us. We'll get it. We'll get it to you. No doubt about it.
Or buy a car, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Or if you want a t-shirt, you can buy a car. We'll give you a free shirt.
That'd be great too, so that we can continue this great.
So we can interview you next year.
Absolutely. I'd love to be on the show next year. So thank you.
I love it. Oh, that's perfect. All right, Ty. Well, man, thanks so much for being with us today. We appreciate it, and look forward to our next high five, man.
Hey, thank y'all for what you do for our city. Really, really appreciate y'all and your energy and effort towards it. So look forward. Glad to be a part, and look forward to it. Let's go make good happen.
Love it. Make it happen. All right, Ty. Talk soon, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye.
That was good stuff.
That was
Ty's some energy, man.
Man, I know.
He's some energy. That was good.
Can we go buy a car? I just kind of want to buy a car.
I mean, I think they're going to give you a free Others First shirt with car purchase.
Yeah, right. I think it's fantastic. Or you can just stop by there anytime. Look, guys, the whole purpose of this podcast, of this interview, of these interviews that we're doing, is to spread the word of all the good that's being done. And so we want you guys to go and support all of these organizations. Yeah. Something pulls on your heart a little bit more than something else, go for it. Call them up. See how you can get involved. So thanks for listening.
Just get out and do good.
Amen.
See ya.